Hello again, everybody. This is emmavoid, back once more with another episode of my Heaven Will Be Mine Let's Play. Last we left off, we were playing as Lunaterra, and yeah, turns out that her faction is also fucked up as shit. I have a feeling all of them are, actually. That kind of seems to be a running theme here. But she's still really cool, and it's been fun, so yeah. Whoop. Let's get things checked. Europa. Hey, Mom. Enjoying your missions? More thrilling... I forgot the voice I used for her. Enjoying your missions? More thrilling work than fighting the half-hearted troops left on Ares? Much, much more. I forgot what it was like to work this hard. I'm rusty. Are you unhappy with your progress? I don't know. Are you unhappy? I don't know. It's always been very hard to tell with you, though I'm not sure if I can answer that question better than you. I've known you since you were freshly assigned to the first pilot wave. You are so delicate. Oh. And you've only become more delicate, even as you've become stronger. I didn't think you'd describe me back then as delicate. I saw it very clearly, though the other executives thought you were a scrappy pain in the butt. You were just scared. There's no point. There's no point in pretending otherwise. You just see through it. I guess I haven't changed as much as I thought. Long ago, I saw a strong and delicate girl. I have worked hard to make you more and more of that. Rather than simply cultivating your strengths, understanding your weaknesses is needed to grow. Let me ask you again, and this time, focus. Count backwards from 20. Remember a moment of comfort. I'll wait. Are you happy or unhappy? I don't know. Because I feel like I'm on the cusp of something. It's frightening. Yet it could be something amazing. That's a real feeling. Good girl. Are you blushing? Anyone would. I feel even more embarrassed than I did back then. Ah, that's an even better feeling to have. Hold on to that one. Oof, she's a little manipulative. Just a bit. Alright, what we got in the mail? Halamede 1 leaked data packets. Second Gen pilot candidate interviews. Why me? Well, because you're special. A special kind of child. All children are special. That's true, they are. I'm not more special than those children. We think you might be. Special how? You're the top of your class already at such a young age. We think you might be able to do things that other children can't. My sister is better than me at all those things, and my Aunt Europa when she was my age. We think you might be special in a different sort of way. Can you look at the box in front of you? Okay. Pass your hand over the box. Okay, nothing happened. We're using an instrument to measure something that is very, very small, but moving it even so little that you cannot see it would be very important. And how do I do that? You should not think about it. Just do it. I can't. I know you can. I can't. Your aunt and your sister could easily do as much, so you can do as much too. Oh, it moved. Did you get that? Yes, I saw it move. Literally saw it. Contact the director immediately. Oof. I do not like the way these people treated all these poor kids. Unified Culture Theory, pre-installed reference material, Memorial Foundation introductory literature. Unified Culture Theory is a brute forcing of defined solutions for the universe through the forcible elimination of all other possibilities. The theory is attractive to those who desire a beautiful, simple, endlessly complex solution for the universe. In order to develop this theory, there needs to be a solution for the Nix aversion paradox, which demands that anything not human exists in the universe. The most compelling current premise for a unified culture theory under contemporary physical models involves a full integration of all available concepts, directed and established in such a way as to maximize benefit for humanity. This theory of everything speaks to the desire to know, understand, and master the universe, while also incorporating a premise of universal love, happiness for everybody, free, and let no one be left behind. Unlike tyrants of old that crushed alternate futures under their heels and only caused the existential enemy to blossom, such a unified theory would welcome and forgive all humanity and direct to benefit all things that are and that might yet be. Huh. That's a little weird. Well then, we got some missions to take care of, don't we? Let's see. After her maiden voyage, Cradle's Graces is testing the finishing touches on the terrifying Krunmakula prototype. It's a chance for Lunaterra to defeat their trump card, but will she close the rift between them instead, or only widen it deeper? And Memorial Foundation deploys a certain sniper to stop... Oh yeah, we've done that one. So that one will be nice and quick for the most part, until we get to the change in things. So let's go with that one for now. Guard duty in Olympus City. Command is worried the Celestial Mechanics unit might try to escape while the fleet is launching, using the cityscape as cover. And then they've just given up on catching them on Ares, if their only hope is them being that stupid. It's a ruined husk, and even Cradle's Graces isn't clinging to it, like they cling to even the faintest sign of life on Mars. Excuse me, Ares. Well, it's boring, pointless work that no one wants to do, and it's gotta make me wonder if someone's actually mad at me. You let the prototype escape, Lunaterra, and the most generous assumption is incompetence, which from you they have a hard time buying. It's not fair. I'm plenty incompetent. They should know that by now. You are only incompetent in the ways you wish to be. That's an awfully profound way to call me lazy. If you were simply lazy, you wouldn't go out of your way to find so much trouble to get in. And that's the reason why this assignment is so disastrous as a punishment. Boring you is dangerous. I learned that very early on in your career. There's no way to make you sit still. Oh, maybe I'll try it this time. There's this good sniper spot with a view of the whole city. I won't move from there. Why does it sound less like you're promising to behave, and more like you're going to brag about how much trouble you can get in without even moving? Either way, they're sure to put me back on the front, right? Alright. So, this time around, the point-blank encounter is our betray option. The no-scope is our loyal option. I swear, every time, it's like the loyal options are kind of all garbage, or at least they all feel like garbage, because being loyal to any of these jerks is gross. But I want to see what happens. So, the balance shifts because Lunaterra could hold still and Saturn couldn't. Correct for gravity, it's unsettlingly weak. Correct for the cold blue starry daylight of the fragile Ares atmosphere. Sniping from the remains of the capital spires like being just an eye and a trigger finger, a thrilling place for Lunaterra to fight. Correct for wind, it's skittish and powerless. Correct for gravity, there's still too much of it. Correct for the nuisances of this infant planet that will never be. Skirting along the abandoned roads of the city that never was is like being an exposed nerve, a thrilling place for Saturn to fight. I see you. Lunaterra squeezes the trigger for the 17th time. The cover couldn't protect String of Pearls from Lunaterra's eyes, and it sure can't protect her from her trigger finger. Engage reactor, initiate inertial control. The slug whips right by Saturn, and that's 7 times dodged. The 4 shrinking holes in her chassis, marching closer to the string of Pearl's heart, mark what happens when she doesn't. Getting shot still sucks. Saturn isn't used to it. Ah, that one was so close. That was really, really, really close. Tell me I'm getting better, right? No way it's just luck.
You've gone from getting hit all of the time to getting hit half of the time. That's better, but what you want is to be hit none of the time.
Don't tell me what I want. Maybe I love being shot.
You wouldn't be the first.
Wow, weird. You must fight some really problematic people.
Some pilots find interesting ways to pass the time.
I kinda get the appeal. What else is there to do? If you didn't love getting shot so much, you wouldn't run around space shooting each other.
If that's true, why did you come here to fight?
If that's true, why did you come here? There's nothing left to fight over on Ares for anyone. Give me one thing to do more fun than look demure and get shot at.
Someone has to do the shooting.
That tells me what position you favor, but it doesn't answer my question.
I am taking evasive maneuvers.
If I can dodge the next one, answer my question.
I won't answer the first one, but I'll answer a different one. If you dodge.
Saturn gets so quiet. She gets so still, yet her heart is thumping, her reactor is thrumming with resonance. It's obvious Lunaterra is sniping her from the tower, the city's last and tallest building. But now, suddenly, she isn't so sure. She isn't sure if she knows where Lunaterra is, or if she knows anything about her at all. What did her face look like again?
Hit.
It's not that Saturn wasn't on the ready. She's baiting. She knows exactly what she's doing. Lunaterra just guessed for the 1.5 seconds where Saturn wasn't ready and slipped her solid light bullet right in that space. The shot lands right in her throat. For a moment, Saturn's just, I'm dead. But she's not. Then she hurts so bad she wants to die. But she's just mistaking the very different things the string of pearls feels instead of that. It's not really pain, but it's a feeling so overwhelming it shuts Saturn down like pain would. It's fascinating, full of information. Lunaterra, you're not doing a very good job of convincing me to not try and get shot.
I've heard that before, too.
You sure are having fun.
What makes you think that?
Want to know how I know? When correcting for gravity, the impression you leave in space feels a little for a second like... Well, someone might say it's like an eye roll, but I think it's kind of like a giggle, too.
Maybe that counts as a hit. You don't win cat and mouse games by batting every time a head pokes out. Except somehow you do. You're good at making people not follow their own better instincts. You shouldn't be getting me to teach you to fight fair. You do much better like this.
Aw, thank you. I don't fight fair because I have absolutely no idea how to fight. But this is why I hate you, Lunaterra. You just don't get it. I just want to beat you at something you're good at. You're really tough. Not your sniping, which can't stop me at all, but how you're totally impenetrable. You're doing something tricky. What are you doing?
It's still my question, my hit. That's the rules. Why are you here?
Firstly, because I refuse to ever be bored, just like you. Secondly, wiping that smug expression off your face is my deepest desire, so teach me how to weave through your fire and sink my claws in you.
What's the third reason?
Not telling. I already gave you one for free.
Nice dodge.
My question, then.
Dodge a real one first.
Lunaterra fires, and Saturn leaps forward directly into it. The bullet misses. Her tail sparks, and she thrusts through the atmosphere. How's that?
Good work. But you have to keep it up.
Lunaterra lands a bullet straight through her legs, and Saturn crumples. But the moment her limbs heal, Saturn leaps again. She's ready for the next bullet, but not the one behind it. But that one's a clean shot, right through her. Right through her. No stopping power at all, and she leaps through again and is gone in the rubble before Lunaterra can land another shot. Is that more dodges or more hits? Counterpoint, here's my opinion on getting shot so far. It fills my brain with overwhelming information, and barely stops me from doing anything at all because I'm in control of an impossible space war machine. So, can you actually say you've really hit me? Flawed argument. Really disappointing, and I was expecting a lot better. Am I losing? Can I ever lose, no matter how much you shoot me? I don't think so. I don't actually think so. This machine is never going to lose. You can pin me down. You might be so much better than me I couldn't beat you in a million years, but I will keep trying and beat you with dumb luck.
Maybe that is true.
You never hit me. Why are you here?
Did you know that there's a theory that ship selves can't actually be destroyed? You can break as much of them as you want, but the gravity engine will always pull it back into shape. As long as you're sufficiently tenacious, you can survive anything, and try again until you get it right.
So you do get what this machine is for. My least favorite person in the world came up with that theory, and this is the ship self to test it, so naturally I know all about it. But it's true that no one has died. That's why they get to say that there's still no war in space. Dodging my question again?
But in practice, wrecking a ship self until both the pilot and the ship give up is indistinguishable. Because you can become so broken, continuing is impossible. Even if they can't kill you, you can be changed.
You think you can do that to me? Or is that what you want to have happen to you?
I have. To people who have much more fun with this than you do.
Ha! This don't call it a war is nothing but play fighting. All it takes is someone not playing along to ruin it all. A solid light slug passes so close to Saturn's head, the heat chars her face black. But it's not a hit. She incremented to the left 0.05 seconds before impact.
No, you are getting better.
It's definitely my question now.
I'm still answering. That theory has not been disproven. It's more than likely true. But this is something you should know first. Your body can't be killed or destroyed, but it can be changed. When you are hit, truly hit, you're bent into a different kind of shape, and through that you can change. I think you should ask yourself if you're ready for that before you say you want to play with me for real.
Speaking from experience, about that always bleeding wound on your ship self?
It's not always a bad thing to change. Last one. If you can't dodge this, I don't think you're ready.
Once again, Saturn feels Lunaterra slipping away. She's not here. She's not anywhere. She never was.
Once again, it's my
hit.
Electricity explodes from the target point and connects back to the origin. It starts from where Lunaterra is, and when it connects back to Saturn, fast as light, the course correction defines the pathway retroactively. Wow. I'm an idiot. This is great.
You're not supposed to be so ecstatic about someone getting the best of you. That's my move.
Sorry. But I was condescending before. Next time we fight, it'll be for real.
What if I don't want to fight?
Then that'll be real then too.
Oh, that was really interesting. Alright, what do we got?
So, I have to ask, how do you really feel about me coming back to Memorial Foundation?
You were a loyal and efficient ace pilot for Memorial Foundation for the entire Cold War, against our alien and ultimately irrelevant existential threat from beyond the system. Then you were perfectly loyal to the pilots left adrift by the decommissioning of the pilot program and colonization project. Now you're perfectly loyal to Memorial Foundation again. You haven't betrayed our side at all.
That's a generous reading.
You've betrayed plenty of love-struck pilots, but your political loyalty is impeccable. So even if Halamine doesn't trust or forgive you, I welcome your return.
That's not going to be a problem, that she doesn't?
Oh, she welcomes your return the most, but keep on your toes.
That one I don't have any questions about. Keep your friends close and your exes closer. Except if you're not still suspicious of me for betraying Memorial Foundation. How about her?
Oh, that I'll be mad at both of you about for a very long time. Please don't worry about it, however, as you've both made each other suffer more than enough to make up for your youthful indiscretions. Honestly, the two of you hooking up to somehow get at me was the most hilarious part, as you ended up punishing each other more than I ever could have.
Can we talk politics again? I think I get the picture already.
That's not to say that the two of you don't still have a lot of lessons left to learn from the experience. Once I'm sure you've learned them, your punishment will be over.
I'm suddenly very interested in hearing about factions again.
Oh, on that note, I'm not as worried. Just remain true to what you really believe in, Lunaterra.
Oof. Well, that was an entire thing.
Alright, more declassified records leaks. Operations Commander Europa. My kids are idiots. And also, they're not my kids. And also, they're not kids anymore. Please stop calling them your kids when they are my students. They're not my children. I'm not being pedantic. I'm not doing it to avoid being attached. I'm already more attached than is best. Don't encourage it. They're grown-ups, and also fools. Mars is the most genius pilot, but she's just as much a fool as everyone else. She does nothing but cry and complain and win effortlessly like a real hero. If she was a boy, they would call her that, and you wouldn't be asking me who the best pilot is. You'd just know. Only in space would that girl be allowed to be a hero. She deserves her moment in the sun. She might win the war for us single-handedly. Anything else that isn't her story will just be a blip of fate off in the sky. Rest easy. She's going to win the day. When the others interfere, they're not going to steer the course of the future any more than a little bit to the left or right of the course that Mars is sailing. I'm not going to interfere. Valuing their independence is important. They'll be adults soon, and then they won't be anyone's kids. Insist on the comparison, and it will become clear how far we are from fulfilling that role for them. For my part, I don't wish to forget that there are limits to what we can do, and who we can be. Though, yes, as a matter of fact, I am tired of them calling me Dad. Ah, Europa. Secular Astrology Explained, Part 1. From Mars. I don't know why you suddenly asked about this, and I'm not the person who knows anything about it, but sure, I guess. I learned all of this from Pluto, so you could have just asked her. Too nervous, huh? I see right through you. Well, because I feel sorry for you, I'll tell you about it. Venus, Lunaterra, and Mars are the interpersonal distances. If Venus is the breath of the body, and Mars is the blood, Lunaterra is flesh, and represents skin-to-skin distance. That's why it represents family. The Earth and the Moon are different, but they're part of the same thing. A 2-in-1. Certainly, the Moon also represents something different, but it's also a part of us. When you think of it as a dark side, you forget it's composed of your own same flesh. It's not your mirror, it's your back. Mars is the beneath-the-skin distance, and that's blood, but it's also, well, the ways that humans communicate not skin to skin, but beneath skin to beneath skin. Get it? Don't make me spell it out. That's the reason for fucking and fighting to feel really similar sometimes. Pluto said the other day, it's like you two only know that one language, and that's the only talking you ever do in it. The solar system maps out a human body, and by colonizing the planets, a greater human body will exist, with the sun as the inseparable totality of it all. That's the philosophical justification, but it's kind of romantic, right? Maybe it's kind of fake, though. Huh. Interesting. Alright, let's get on to our other mission. Lunaterra, cancel the launch. There are new orders.
Really? I thought they were very insistent about this mission. And it's a good idea, so I thought I'd do it.
The new orders are Kratos Grace's superweapon has contacted the base already. Send anyone except for Lunaterra there immediately.
Ah, I see. Well, prep the Mare Christium for launch.
Lunaterra, even I have to say something if you disobey an order right in front of my face.
But you don't disagree, or you just stop me instead of saying something.
A certain degree of questioning orders from the top is allowed.
Given who's in charge, obviously. Halamede is just a foolish princess. If Kratos Graces is using that new weapon, that's all the more reason not to send randos who wouldn't stand a chance against it.
You fundamentally misunderstand Memorial Foundation, Lunaterra. Halamede leads the recovery effort because no one else is fit. Only that naive, conceited, foolish girl has the love required to bring humanity back to Earth.
Naive, one-sided, and unself-aware love.
Nevertheless, that is exactly the love that is required. It's for us to interpret that fundamental impulse in a way that will ensure strategic advantage, so I will ask you, does love motivate your actions? Or are you just that eager to find someone to shatter you into orbit? Your connection with that pilot, and don't think I don't know about it or who she is, which is it? Guilt or love?
Will you let me go if I say I need to see her to know?
I would advise against it. Her love might be stronger than ours.
That's possible.
All the more reason you shouldn't get near it.
Well, let me take that risk.
Alright. Make up and forget. Outcome favors Memorial Foundation, or fight until we forgive each other. Huh. Interesting. The balance shifts because Lunaterra didn't hesitate, and neither did Pluto. Fourth planet from the sun, Ares. Romantic red planet. It was the first planet the space colonization program wanted to make ours, and they wanted it to be so beautiful. Did they get their wish? It was a beautiful dream, but still a dream. By the time Earth had demanded the space program pull back, they were stuck, still halfway there after so many years. Yet, getting halfway there got them something beautiful, even if it wasn't enough. Where life grows, and it doesn't grow most places, it's in a spring yellow-green that never could quite get to summer. Tenacious weeds spread all over the planet that will never be called Mars, and even they can barely breathe. Only stubbornness keeps life on Ares, and they would not even be able to endure if Kratos Graces didn't patiently tend to them. They spew pollen uselessly into the air, and between them and the too thin atmosphere, breathing, where it's possible, is hard. The fate of the fourth planet from the sun, even prettier now, and just as useless to humans. Pluto has flown past the canyon she's concealed in 3 times already. It's been a perfect shot every time. At noon, even with the sun shining directly on her, the flowers and weeds and their pollen keep her hidden. Should Lunaterra squeeze the trigger or not? What else is Lunaterra supposed to do? How can she dare to take that shot, with Pluto looking so beautiful? How can she not? Why is she trembling like that? Does she know? No. Lunaterra realizes she's the one trembling. If you can stop me, I'll believe in you. I'll give up on everything. But I know you trust me too much. Pluto said that. She might even be saying it right now, knowing that Lunaterra has the perfect shot. If you're not sure if you're right, I'll be the one to test it. I believe we can have a home in space, and there's no way to bring that back to Earth. You believe we can bring home to Earth, and there's no way to have it in space. I believe in us. We'll figure it out. Yet, it's impossible for Lunaterra to look at Pluto and the Krunmakula, big as a universe, and think it's better for her to not have that. For Lunaterra to keep thinking, I'm freeing her from something terrible and bringing her home. So Lunaterra fires. Before she has a chance to decide whether or not to fire, she pulls the trigger. Without considering or having a chance to choose one way or the other, her body seizes the opportunity makes the decision for her.
The one they agreed to, without doubt. Lunaterra will betray herself every time. Pluto's exposed left tidal reactor shudders and shakes.
Oh, I should have seen that coming, shouldn't I?
The resulting tidal resonance will be catastrophic unless she shuts both reactors off and reboots instantly. She does, of course, and worries about the ship and the whole world and Luna T and doesn't hesitate, even though that's clearly the plan. The minute she'll take rebooting will have her plunging into the ground and maybe too damaged to power back on. And so, Lunaterra dashes to catch her before that. Again, Lunaterra is the last to know. She's doing it before she decided if she should do it or not. A coward who cannot commit at heart at least commits to not committing. Without thinking about how contradictory or ridiculous it is. Pluto's comms are off, so she doesn't have to yell at Lunaterra about why this is so stupid, or how she needs to grow up, or do anything but fall and be secretly happy she's still charmingly stupid. The Mare Chrysium looks very funny, trying to catch a ship this much bigger than her. Her engines flare, strain, start to break from trying to slow the fall. Her wound bleeds freely. A tattered, tangled mess, falling down, too hard, crumples in the weeds of Ares, nestles at the canyon bottom. It may not be a livable planet, but it's a soft one. It's hard to breathe for very long, but it feels nice to lie in, ship or body. Sometimes it feels like nothing could be worth giving up a ship, but this isn't too bad.
Luna T. Luna T, are you awake?
Yeah, everything hurts a lot.
I gave you some painkillers. Do you need any more?
I can't fly on them.
You're not gonna fly without them either, Luna T. Your engines are melted.
Oh, right. I thought I did something stupid, but I couldn't remember what it was.
It was a breathtaking sequence of poor decisions. When I said I wouldn't be satisfied or forgive you until I fought you on Ares, I meant when I kicked your butt. Kicking your own butt doesn't count.
As usual. Sorry. Do you want me to move?
Why? Do you want to get up?
Waking up with my head in your lap feels like you're rewarding me for shooting you down. You can be mad if you want.
That's one thing. This is another. There's just nothing else to do with you. You did the right thing, or tried to, and then you did the right thing again, or tried to. You wanted to do the best thing for you and me, but you couldn't decide what it was. There's nothing I can say to that, and it's already done, so just lie there already. I might not get another chance, you know.
You can hold so much. I'm in awe every time. You're the size of the universe. You see everything and everyone, and you hold all of it. Everything's precious. Everything's worthy of you.
I'm not. I can't. I'm small. I'm small and scared. Smaller and more scared than you. Don't say I'm not.
Okay. I won't.
Never again.
I'm sorry. You're small. You're just you, after all.
You have to mean it.
You're huge to me, okay?
That's okay. I should be. I hear everyone, and I can't ignore it. It feels like I'll die if I do. It hurts too bad. I listen to your voice more than any other. Your heart is more important to me. Isn't that proof I'm selfish too? But I'm going to fight with everything I have for those voices, even against you. I just know that no matter what, we're not going to get what we want. If I let myself slip, I'll trust in your future instead. I know we can't beat Memorial Foundation. So I can't afford to blame you. I can't do anything if I can't trust you.
It's way easier to hate me. It's what normal people do.
I love not giving you that satisfaction, Luna T. And you really should give up on me ever being satisfied with happiness just for me.
Sure. I know as well as you there's no welcome waiting for us on Earth. I don't know if we will be happy there, but I couldn't live there without... Well, if you get a miracle, I won't fight that either. My heart isn't big, but if you ruin the Memorial Foundation, I'd forgive you. I mean, who wouldn't? I, too, want to be free of Earth. To be free of 9.8 millimeters per second squared forever. Meters per second squared. I get it's fine, ignore me. Are you really sure? I think even that victory will be impossible even if we win it. But maybe you actually have more faith than me. I think we might not make a happier world. But you can learn to be happy anywhere, even Earth. On Earth, we were tied down by the weight of the world. I won't go back to that, even if I go back to Earth.
There are two ways to do that.
Make a home where we set the rules.
Or bring a new law of gravity back home.
If only all of us were as precious and powerful as a planet. But I can take the shape the world requires of me, if that's all we get.
That's not true. For you, especially, it isn't true. You were the one who didn't let Earth's gravity choose your body. I wouldn't have been able to choose if you hadn't shown me. That's a victory they can't take back from us.
Rescue will be here soon.
You're almost a real adult, Lunatine. I wish I was as close as you. Huh. Well, that was certainly interesting. We got some repeated info on Lagrange Point 5. And we're on to day 5. Receiving reports, provisional acceptance of pilot mission completion, incoming alert, all Memorial Foundation troops. Abandon Ares front line, all units immediately rendezvous with main fleet at the Pilot Academy Lagrange colony on the way to Celestial Mechanics Moonbase. Generating new assignments. Provisional assignment, Special Operations Mission, secure Lagrange colony as possible launch point for Celestial Mechanics hit-and-run tactics. Provisional assignment, Special Operations Mission, destruction of obsolete Academy research technology before it falls into the hands of Cradle's Graces. Provisional assignments will reduce your penalty status, indicate you have understood new orders. Yeah. Ready for gravitational catapults. Prepare to launch to Lagrange Point 5. Alright, we're up to 50%. So you know, the way that last mission went feels like makes it feel like there probably is a fourth ending. Or, you know, a separate ending, an ending separate from all of the politics. But that it might be kind of complex to actually make it happen. I don't know, though. Do we get along better or worse than back then?
Let's talk about something else.
Oh, is it really so bad these days?
We don't get along because we're too much like each other.
We used to be so different. What happened?
I got older and learned a lot. That's enough to make me more like you.
You're not giving me enough credit.
Really? Do you think I'd blame you for being too good at teaching me the same lessons that made you who you are?
Well, I'd always hoped.
I'd blame you if I felt like it. There's nothing to blame you for. Nothing you warned me about turned out like you said, so I stopped paying attention to any of your advice. I thought I was too smart for the rest, so it's just a coincidence we ended up like each other. I never minded your lessons.
Are you sure? I was a harsh teacher. Are you really glad for it?
I'm happy for everything I learned. Not for everything you taught me. I mean, it wasn't like you were wrong. Everything you said would happen happened. But none of it happened like you said it would. If I followed your advice to the letter, it wouldn't have helped me at all. It was all just different enough. So I came up with my own answers. It wasn't until I looked back on them that I realized it was exactly what you would have done.
Fair, I suppose. I should count that as a success for me. But also, due to your effort, for you. That's just what I wanted, though. I certainly never wanted a carbon copy of myself. I wanted you to improve on what you'd been handed.
Didn't you think you did a good job?
Shouldn't you be asking yourself that question, since you're the one in charge of the education?
I was afraid you'd say that.
Don't come to me for answers now, of all times.
Well, at least there's plenty of time left for me to turn out right in the end.
Well then. Hey, more secular astrology. I only did this because you asked, okay? I warned you. This is dorky stuff. The ancient roots of it are pretty dubious, in case you were wondering. I think most of it is just made up. I mean, yes, I know that it's all made up. It's not even made up by some wise man 1,000 years ago. It's made up by some dude in California. Anyways, what the dude from California does is he organizes the parts of the body into the parts of the mind and the spirits. And he says that what you should do is think about your body not as a body, but as a tool for relating to other people. I know that they draw them on a body, but it's like, don't think of them as actual body parts. It's the way that you communicate. So this chart might help. I think the point of it in a way is to remember that these are all parts of you, but also parts of other people, and you have ways of communication between each other using them. People always ask me for their charts because they want to be flattered about what they're good at, but that's not the point. You need to know where you have trouble, too. I looked at mine so much right before we broke up, you know? Like, it did any good, but, you know, I'm so weak when it comes to Venus. That's the distance of breath, which means ability to read the atmosphere, and talking, the way we communicate through breath. When you're bad at Venus, that doesn't mean you're bad with words, but you're bad at receiving words. You don't hear them, or you don't feed other people the words they need to live. Well, according to your chart, you're bad at that too, so I hope it helps. Interesting. Dr. Nix. She's not coming out of her room, refuses to pilot it, figures the most well-behaved of all Generation 2 pilots would have a tantrum like a storm when it finally came. You expect me to know what to do about it? Yes. It's really your problem, though, isn't it? Don't start, I'm begging. Fine, fine. What's the big problem, then? She'll get over it. Is she upset about her sister? Of course she is, but not for the reason I thought. What did you think? That she missed her? Hilarious. What's the actual reason? She won't accept a hand-me-down. The low Stultzy. She won't pilot it. She won't pilot the perfect second-generation machine because it was made for her sister. She wants her own machine made. She's ridiculous. She said it would be fine if she died, but if it's just because she flaked out and got bored with space and left her problem in Halomede's lap, she won't do it. Are siblings really this petty and mean? Stop laughing and help. Of course siblings are that petty. Alright. So what do we got? Deeper cuts. In the Garden District, closest to the malfunctioning and broken tidal reactor that kept the colony together, time and space aren't quite right. It's the perfect place for a real fight. How deep under Lunaterra's skin do you think she can get? And the Cold War is long over, and the existential threat is gone, but its memories still stir here, at the observatory. Will it be put to rest here, or buried forever? Ooh, I think we've only really got time for one more this session, and I want to know more about this existential threat. They really just tell us so little about it. Let's go with this one.
You're quiet, Europa. What's up?
Is that unusual?
Sometimes, but you said I have a briefing for you 5 minutes ago.
Aha. Seems I lost track of time again. But don't you already know what the mission is?
Close the lens and prevent Cradle's graces from opening it further.
For the purpose of?
Who knows? Memorial Foundation on the ground wants it done. It was the observation device for existential threats, but in the end, we never knew if what we were seeing was what there was, or if we, the observers, were just seeing what we wanted to see. When it became clear that celestial mechanics had been pushing development in the direction of things that they did not themselves understand, we chose to destroy the colony.
Later works of the space colony era showed signs of an art and design movement potentially hazardous and implicitly treacherous to the human race. But very lovely. I wish we hadn't caught on so quick. Memorial Foundation on Earth would be loath to admit it, but it's possible it did, and does, in fact, work in one or more ways. Casts it all in a new light, doesn't it?
I didn't expect you to feel so nostalgic.
I have some happy memories of the Academy. Don't you?
Yes. Some. But I'd rather move forward, in any way at all, than keep dwelling.
That's always a virtue, if you've learned from it. And you're not just trying to forget.
Keep your advice to the mission and not me.
Well, I only have an interest in the success of one of those two things. Alright. The gate collapses in nostalgia and disaster. The sort of fight you don't need a robot for. Huh. It all goes wrong almost immediately. They both should have known better. The observatory looks small from the Academy Gardens, but up close, it's big enough to lose the two of them in. A telescope of a certain kind, for observing a threat that was entirely existential and possibly not real, and maybe a weapon, too. Maybe a weapon that worked so well, it destroyed humanity's enemies before we could even prove they were there. Now, even the intellectual curiosity isn't worth keeping it open. There's too many enemies, real and existential, on Earth to worry about ones elsewhere. The mission wouldn't have become such a disaster so quickly if the two of them had just fought face to face, if they hadn't been a little awkward still after Ares, if there wasn't still so much past to fight. The one known and guaranteed function of the observatory, and its lens that sharpens gravity into a laser-sharp gaze, is it brings time to you before you're ready for it. Lunaterra knew she'd never be able to stop Pluto if she saw her face to face, so she went directly to close the observatory lens. Pluto knew she wouldn't be able to stop her face to face, so she forced the eye to stay open with gravity alone rather than confront her. A stubborn, indirect fight, like two children pulling on a toy until they tear it in half. And that's what they did. Push, pull, tug, until the iris cracked, contracted, stalled, ground to a halt, exceeded its limits, and shattered and collapsed. Even without the gravity of the colony's tidal reactor, there's enough gravity to, when condensed in a single point, cause disaster.
Move! Pluto, we have to get out right now!
Luna T, you idiots! Stubborn jerk! Mars was right about you. I told you I wouldn't budge. Why did you call my bluff like that?
You're right. I'm an idiot. It's my problem. It's all my fault. So move.
My cores are desynchronizing. The gravity quake is destabilizing their tidal resonance, you jerk, so I can't move.
Why did you keep pushing, knowing it was going to happen? I'm more stubborn than you, always.
No. Not having it. You already said everything is your fault, so that is now true forever, until the end of time, which this gravity quake is probably going to take us to.
Fine. I'll place my reactor in resonance with yours to stabilize, then max thrust and we'll get out of here.
There's no way your ship has enough power to keep up.
Then leave me.
No! You need to live so I can keep yelling at you.
Don't
even think about not leaving with me.
Well, let's do what I said in the first place. Get out of the observatory before it swallows us. Have you ever been in the epicenter of a gravity quake? Maybe you'll be fine.
Don't you dare let that make you feel better. It shouldn't. The iris is shuddering and shattering and sparking. The tidal forces rock through them. Living in space means not having to know which way is up, but now they can't even tell when is up. Down and up and left and right are everywhere and nowhere, and the exit of the closing eye is forever out of reach of space and time. Where are you going? That's upside backwards.
I can't steer. How can you?
Yeah, fine. I'll guide you. Hold on, the pulse is still... That already happened. It's about to happen. It's happening right now. It might happen. It's continuing to happen. Lunatic, calm down. You know better than to be paralyzed by linear time like that. Just do it. Whatever it happens to be, whenever it comes up. Forget the tense. If you're about to do it, you'll do it. If you've done it, it's done, and already have done it, and if you can't. So what's next? It's always the future in space. That's the point of coming to space. You go there when you want to be in the future now. It is the world of will be and maybe to be, never is or was, reaching but never grasping, a future severed from the present that causes it. Light floods from the iris of the lens, then it shuts again, many infinities to come. Oh no! I'm Pluto. What's your name? It's Lunaterra. I'm assigned to protect you. Oh, you're sweet, but so sad. I'm happy to meet you, but when I'm so happy you seem sad, why is that? Oh no, sorry, that's super annoying. Dr. Nix keeps telling me people think it's rude when you just read the story off them instead of asking them first. You're not supposed to be able to do that to me. Oh no, sorry. I'm excited, but I do a happy thing. But do happy things make you sad? Sometimes a little. I'm glad you're having fun at least. I'll make sure you have fun too. I can share being happy. That's the function of love. Do you love me? Yeah, you get it. Love makes the universe work. Do you know physics? You don't have to be jealous of me, you know. Everything I was given, you deserve that too. I'll cut your old dead name out of the story, just like I did for me. Oh gosh, I love them so much. Oh. Focus, Lunaterra. You have to be faster than that. You have to feel. Trust your instincts. Cut through the edges of the possibility space. Lunati, it's okay. It's hard, but you don't have to cry. There's lots of us here. We can beat them together. I don't know what to do. What they want is impossible, but I want it too. Why can't they just make it happen? I can see everyone's desires, but I just can't make it all fit. Why can't I forgive them? Why can't this work? Why won't anyone help me? If only I was bigger, but I'm messing it all up. If only I wasn't here. You're part of it. Don't erase yourself from the equation. You are the universe. They hate us. They'll never be happy in a universe where you're happy too. So let's run. If they don't want us to be part of humanity, we don't need their cradle either. They're considering escalation of the conflict. The Memorial Foundation wants to keep it an existential disagreement, but Earth wants to make it military. I guess we weren't human enough to be wanted on Earth, but we're human enough to be dealt with the way that humans do. The better we do against Memorial Foundation, the more it pushes them to write us off as a lost cause, and prevent the complications we'll cause up here by killing us. You were so hard on them before. Forgiving your enemies is good. It's cruel to take us back, but they're trying to protect us, and they're the only ones who understand how hard it is. We knew we couldn't escape Earth's gravity, and I guess they know it too. That it's a war with no point, and they don't even have to worry. Is the chance worth it? I don't know. Where would you bet? On them. You should go. No, not without you. No, dummy. Go so you can save me if I mess it up, and I'll stay in case you do. I don't trust them, but I trust you. Whichever of us is right will deliver the other the future. Light blows through the iris, fragments, and the universe exists again, a place and a time. Clinging to each other in that place are Pluto and Lunaterra, touching to remember they're alive. Broken, but alive.
Pluto, are you okay?
Of course not. We almost were swallowed up by time and space, and I almost lost you again. And I had to go through it all again. Everything.
Me too. It was hard. It was so hard. But we did it.
We messed up.
There's no fixing it. But who cares? You're still here.
I'll still fight you to the end. But just so I can know it's for real. So you can stay like this for a little if you want to.
Yeah.
Oof. Oof. Oh, that was a lot. Holy jeez, I was hoping it would tell us something about the existential threat, and instead we got background on Lunaterra and Pluto. Oh my gosh. They were so cute together. Okay, alright. I'm okay. I'm here. Whew. Alright. I think that's enough for today's episode. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Be sure to come back next time, and we'll continue through the Memorial Foundation path and see where things turn up. If you enjoyed, please like, subscribe, all the other usual YouTube garbage, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody!